Welcome back. This is Mrs. Diaz, and I have another read aloud. Today we'll be reading Caps for Sale, a tale by a peddler, some monkeys, and their monkey business, told and illustrated by Esphr Slobodkina. Hope you enjoy this book. Here we go. Cats for Sale. See the peddler there. There you go. Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not like an ordinary peddler, carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on top of his head. First, he had his check cap, then a bunch of gray caps, then a bunch of brown caps, then a bunch of blue caps, and on the very top, a bunch of red caps. He walked up and down the streets, holding himself very straight to not upset his caps. As he went along, he called, "Caps, caps, caps for sale. 50 cents a cap." One morning, he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up the street and he walked down the street calling, "Caps, caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." But nobody wanted any caps that morning. Nobody even wanted a red cap. He began to feel very hungry, but he had no money for lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," said he, and he walked out of town slowly, so as not to upset his caps. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. "That's a nice place for a rest," thought he, and he sat down very slowly under the tree and leaned back little by little against the tree to not upset the caps on his head. Then he put on his hand to feel if they were straight. First he checked on the check cap, then he checked on the gray caps, then on the brown caps, then on the blue caps, then the red caps on the very top. They were all there, so he went to sleep. He slept for a long time. When he woke up, he was refreshed and rested. But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were in the right place. All he felt was his check cap. He looked to the right to look for them. No caps. He looked to the left to look for them. No caps. He looked in the back of him. No caps. He looked behind the tree. No caps. Then he looked up into the tree. And what do you think he saw? On every branch sat a monkey. On every monkey was a gray or brown or blue or red cap. Look at that. The peddler looked at the monkeys. The monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. Finally, he spoke to them. He's going to talk to them. "You monkeys, you," he said, shaking a finger at them. "You give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him and said, "Tis, tis, tis." This made the peddler very angry. So he shook both hands. He's using two hands at them and said, "You monkeys, you give me back my caps." But the monkey only shook both their hands back and said, "Tis, tis, tis." Now he he felt quite angry. He stamped his foot and he said, "You monkeys, you better give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him and said, "Tis, tis, tis." But this time the peddler was really and very, very angry. He stamped both of his feet and shouted, "You monkeys, you must give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped both feet and they said, "Tis, tis, tis." At last, he became so angry that he pulled off his cap, threw it on the ground, and began to walk away. But then, each monkey pulled off his cap. And all the gray caps, and all the brown caps, and all the blue caps, and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. So the peddler picked up his caps, put them back on his head, first his check cap, and then all the gray caps, then all the brown caps, then all the blue caps, then the red caps on the very, very top. And slowly, slowly, he walked back to the town calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." The end. I hope you enjoy the story. Caps for sale. See you on the next video, and thank you for joining Mrs. Diaz.